Who else couldn't wait to see Ladybug and Ryuko team up for an adventure while helping out another superhero team? Miraculous Ladybug fans have looked forward to Miraculous World Tokyo for months now. It's the next installment of the specials. It's the introduction to an entire spin-off series, and it's animated in 2D. There's so much to love about this special, from the world building to the brand new characters. And I know you're as excited as I am to get into it. I won't keep you waiting, so sit back and get ready for today's video, where we'll recap Miraculous World Tokyo Stellar Force. The special opens with Kagami and Felix in their astro forms, meeting one another in secret. We catch them at the end of their meeting, as they hover in the sky and say goodbye. Felix clings to Kagami's hand, telling her how much he'll miss her, but she can't bring herself to say it back before she flies away. She goes straight to Marinette's house. Marinette is on the phone with Adrien, going on about how much she misses him and how she wishes she were with him in New York. We don't get to know why he's visiting America, but he makes her feel better by playing their song, the one they danced to together the last time they were in New York. Marinette gets swept up in a romantic fantasy where she's dancing with Adrien, only for Kagami to fly through her window. Naturally, Marinette freaks out and makes up an excuse to get off the phone, giving her and Kagami the freedom to talk. Kagami de-transforms and explains that Ladybug needs to go with her to Japan. She shows Marinette a newsfeed of a kaiju monster attacking a city, only to be stopped by a new superhero team. Marinette thinks the new heroes have it covered, but Kagami insists. She has already prepared her mom's private jet for them, and instead of asking for permission, she convinces Marinette to get on board and ask. Kagami isn't telling anyone where she's going, but Marinette calls her parents, who thankfully approve of the trip anyway. Marinette realizes she didn't pack any clothes for the trip. Kagami has a sewing machine on board, and Marinette manages to make the blazer top she wears in Season 6. On the plane ride, Kagami explains that this new hero group used to be her old friends, and they're in dire need of help. Since they forgot to remove her from the old group chat, she has access to all their voice memos where they discuss hero things. Marinette can't speak Japanese, so Tiki flies into her ear. Apparently, that's a thing Kwamis can do to help their wielders understand, write, and speak in another language. In the voice memos, the new heroes argue over their team leader and the name of their group. They're not in sync at all, which Kagami views as a problem. She also goes over each voice, naming them for Marinette. There is Miki, Mayotte, Billy, Nico, Yulu, and Kazuno. That last one she hesitates to talk about, indicating there's some complicated history there. Marinette asks what Japan is like compared to Paris. Kagami says it's very different, and the plane moves through the clouds, transitioning the animation from 3D to 2D. They arrive in Japan and take a taxi to Kagami's grandmother. The driver happens to love France and has a pendant of the Eiffel Tower on his rearview mirror, so it's a pretty nice ride. When the girls get dropped off, Kagami introduces Marinette to her sweet grandmother, Oba. She's very welcoming and even made dinner for them. As they settle in for the night, we move on to another scene of a volcanic cavern where a spaceship appears to have crashed into the lava. Within, one of the antagonists, Modeler, reviews footage of the new heroes with his lackeys. They search for a weakness in the group, and he realizes that they want to protect other humans from danger. Obviously, that's something he will exploit in his next attack. Back at Oba's place, everyone's enjoying their dinner, as she talks about an upcoming festival. She encourages Kagami to go because she might see her old friends and boyfriend, Kazuno. Marinette barely contains her shock in the background, but Kagami denies having a relationship with Kazuno before going back to her room for the night. We jump back to the taxi driver from before, who just picked up another client. A woman gets into the taxi, but within seconds, she turns into the Modeler. The Modeler uses a circular device on the taxi to transform it into a weapon he can command. Marinette finds a picture of Kagami with her old friends in her bedroom and tries to ask about Kazuno. She gets directed to the bathhouse by Oba's friend, Shinobu, and it's there that Kagami finally shares some of the past. She grew up like Adrien, sheltered at home with teachers coming to her. On her 14th birthday, she demanded to go to school. Tomoe agreed to send her if she could prevent their family ring from hitting the ground. Kagami took a bow and arrow off the wall and caught the ring midair, pinning it to the wall with an arrow. Not only did she get to go to school, but she also earned herself the family ring. Kagami didn't know what to do with herself in public school. Tomoe sent her to an international academy that specialized in academics and sports. So most of the students competed in something. Kazuno and Miki noticed her on the first day, and after learning about her fencing, Miki challenged her to an obstacle course race. Kagami agrees, on the condition that if she wins, Miki will be her friend for 2 weeks. Miki agrees, but when the time comes, Kagami merely throws her rapier to hit the target, besting Miki. Of course, Miki calls it cheating and picks a fight. Kazuno steps in to separate them and offers to be Kagami's friend instead. Kagami didn't know how to feel about someone being her friend without expecting something in return. Tomoe never taught her love, but Kazuno did. They spent most of their time dancing at the arcade together, and although Kagami's feelings for him grew, Kazuno had feelings for Miki. The two of them had grown up together, so it was a pretty established thing. Kazuno had just started introducing her to the rest of his friends when Tomoe decided that she and Kagami were moving to Paris, and the rest was history. Marinette assumes they came to Japan because Kagami still loves Kazuno, but that's not the case. Kagami gets pretty upset by the accusation, but they're interrupted by a giant mechanical kaiju rampaging through the streets. They transform and watch from afar as the new hero team tries to defeat it. They're new and inexperienced, leading them to argue with one another. They're more concerned with competing than watching their surroundings, and Kazuno refuses to dance with them, something that needs to happen for them to summon their ultimate weapon. Marinette refuses to step in at first because she doesn't want to impose, and her lucky charm gives her a pendant of the Eiffel Tower. She thinks it's telling them to go home, but Kagami springs into action when the kaiju picks up Kazuno. Her arrival surprises the team, but they still can't contain the kaiju, so a few of them team up to summon a cannon. It obliterates the kaiju on the spot. Just before they hit the kaiju, Marinette notices the taxi sign on its head and realizes her lucky charm symbolized the driver from before. She's not quick enough to stop them from killing the driver, but using her magical ladybugs brings him back. They defeat the kaiju another way, by targeting strange symbols that Kazuno managed to spot. After the day is saved, the two groups go their separate ways. When Kazuno gets home, he collapses by his front door, certain that he doesn't have what it takes to be a hero. He's comforted by his robot companion, someone whose name we don't know, but they seem to play the same role as Akwami. Meanwhile, Marinette finds Kagami curled up in bed. When she lies down next to her, Kagami bursts into tears. She admits that she came to Japan to tell Kazuno something she couldn't bring herself to say before she left. She still doesn't know how to say it, but Marinette promises to help. Back with the modeler, he can't believe he lost again. He's ranting to an orange orb which emits a disembodied voice. We might recognize them as the Supreme from Miraculous World Paris, who promised to help the modeler leave the planet in exchange for the thing that gives the new heroes their powers, the Stellar Force. The next morning, Marinette wakes up early to steal Kagami's phone. Long and Tiki watch as she sends a message to the group chat, telling them that Kagami is in town and inviting them to Oba's food stand to catch up. She wakes Kagami immediately, then drags her off to the market to set her plan in motion. Kagami doesn't expect to see her old friends, but they show up. We get to meet the rest of the group, including Kiss, Rio, Giola, Bulgan, Karelia, and Anglia. Marinette notices Kazuno's not there and convinces Miki to go with her to get him. As this goes on, the modeler and his lackeys attack a fishing boat, using those spears to transform it. As Marinette rides with Miki to Kazuno's place, she asks about his relationship with Kagami. Miki answers that while Kagami loved him, he loved her, a feeling she reciprocated. Despite mutual feelings, neither confessed. Miki wants to hear it from him first. When they get to his apartment, they catch him delivering groceries to his elderly neighbor, before telling him that Kagami really is in Japan. Unfortunately, he doesn't get the chance to see her before an army of humanoid sea creatures and giant shark kaiju start to roam the streets. Kazuno and Miki transform in front of Marinette and leave her in the apartment, only for her to follow as Ladybug on a motorcycle made from her lucky charm. At the market, the rest of the team spread out to hold off the swarm, but Kagami transforms in front of them, revealing her identity to her friends and her grandmother. When they all transform, the fighting really starts, but they're quickly overwhelmed by the enemy. Kazuno and Miki meet up with the others, only to learn that Kagami is Ryuko. Reunited with Kazuno, Kagami doesn't notice when Marinette arrives, or when a kaiju appears to throw the three of them across the city. With Kazuno gone, Miki is also distracted, making her the perfect target for one of the modeler's lackeys. He kidnaps her, taking her to his leader. Meanwhile, Marinette tells Kagami that she and Kazuno have a misunderstanding on their hands, and she needs to clear it up if they're going to win. She'll buy the team time by helping them. Marinette uses her lucky charm to reverse the transformations throughout the city, turning the sea monsters back into regular humans. It includes Miki, who had been transformed into a shark to make her easier to contain. She wakes up in time to save herself and attacks the modeler, only for him to teleport away. Without an enemy to face, she returns to her friends. Kagami finds Kazuno and gives him a letter she wrote. It explains that although she had to move away, she truly appreciated everything he had done for her, from teaching her how to dance to becoming her first friend. She admits to having feelings for him, but knowing he loves Miki, she wishes them both well and hopes they'll have the chance to dance together too. Kagami intended to give Kazuno the letter before she moved, but instead she shut down and lashed out at him, telling him their friendship was a terrible mistake. The interaction hurt him a lot, and he refused to dance after. With the air cleared, the two cry and hug before they return to the fight. Marinette's using her magical ladybugs left and right, but the sea monsters keep coming. Fortunately, Kazuno's finally ready to summon the team's most lethal weapon, a giant mecha suit. Ladybug makes her own, powered by Ryuko, and together the two groups fend off the swarming kaiju until there is nothing left. After a battle won, the team names themselves the Stellar Force and celebrate by going to the festival. Kazuno encourages Kagami to share her feelings from then on, before they all watch a fireworks show together. On Marinette and Kagami's flight home, the animation returns to 3D, and we see Kagami in her Season 6 outfit. She looks happier, and after Marinette sends Adrien a voice memo telling him she loves him, Kagami does the same for Felix. That's where the special ends, but there's an after-credit scene of Adrien standing on a rooftop as he listens to Marinette's voice memo. He's joined by Uncanny Valley, who asks if everything is okay, and he says he will respond to her if they survive. He transforms into Cat Noir, and the camera pans to show us other members of the United Heroes, standing ready to defend against a massive hand reaching down from the sky. I have no idea what it is, or what trouble Adrien got himself into while visiting New York, but it seems like he'll have his own special in the future. The Miraculous specials have become an entity all their own, as fans flock to their screens to watch them the day of release. Ladybug and Cat Noir have come a long way since the first one, and so has the universe of Miraculous Ladybug. We've had the chance to watch our favorite heroes grow over several seasons, and now we'll have the pleasure of doing it again with a brand new group with the same determination and spirit. I know I'll be tuning in for Stellar Force when it premieres. What about you? Are you looking forward to this next chapter for the Miraculous franchise? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications to stay updated on our uploads.